Hello adventurers, Merlin here, bringing you another Dungeons & Dragons adventurer video. So I know it's been a while, but I'm here to catch up on Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer just in time for the next delivery, which as of yesterday I found out is on its way to me. So yeah, we got to do some catching up before issues 31, 32, 33 and 34 arrive. So we've got some good issues up and coming, but first let's dive into the latest one in our run, which is issue 29. So a pretty great issue anyway. So of course we have a new exclusive adventure. We learn about some paths for our Barbarian. We also meet the Merfolk and we learn all about embracing our flaws. Plus we got some new Druidic circles to learn about. So this issue comes with a free gift and we get another set of dice. But it's a rather nice cute set. It's got some little daggers in. Perfect for rogues, assassins, druids perhaps as well. And they're in a lovely clear green, so really nice colour there. So before we jump over the table, a little bit of good news. There has been an announcement from Hachette that they are changing up the contents of the magazine starting from, I believe it's 43. So we'll be seeing some changes to what we would have been originally receiving. So all our hard work has paid off and we have made them change from dice to something a little bit more useful to a Dungeons & Dragons collection. So some of the gifts they've mentioned, there'll be a wipeable mat, there will be more dungeon maps, there will be notebooks and plenty of other bits and bobs to help. And some different condition tokens as well, which has been pretty nice to hear. But yeah, we'll still get a few sets of dice. We're starting purple very soon, which looks fantastic. I love purple dice, you know me, I'm a sucker for purple. But yeah, some good stuff to come. So finally then, don't forget to of course do all the usual, like the video if you are enjoying the Dungeons & Dragons content, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Drop me a comment down below, are you happy with these changes that are coming, and is it a bit too late, or are you going to continue the collection much like myself? I'm glad I hung on for quite a while. It's definitely paid off, I think. And finally then, don't forget to check all my links in the video description, including the Patreon page, where you'll be able to get these videos early access, but for the moment, both the next two episodes will be going up straight to YouTube, just so I can catch up. Alright, that's it. Let's jump over to the table and we'll take a look at 29. So here we are with issue 29. And yeah, we'll go through the magazine in just a sec, but first let's take a look at those new dice. So here we are, another set of dice, but yeah, they have little daggers in, which is quite nice, perfect for any character who likes to get up close and stab anyone. I'll have a better look at them outside the bag, I think. And yeah, if we look on the D6 here, yeah, nice little curved blades. Very, very fancy. Yeah, I hope we get a few more sets like this. It's nice to have like little bits in the inside. Something nice to look at. So, let's give them their rolls and see how well they actually are. Ooh, a lot of low numbers. Not too good. I think this is probably one of the worst sets we've had. The best we've had was a 6 on the D20 there. D10. Okay, hopefully that's the bad luck gone. Let's give them another roll and see if we get a little better. No, still a 4 on the D20. That's not very good. 14, a little better. 10 on the D12 though, 7 on the D10. Yeah, not the best of rollers. Might be the worst set we've ever rolled on camera, I think. Perhaps it's the dagger on the inside overweighing them. 15, so we're not getting very good. See if we can get something a bit better than the 1 or 2 on the D6. Oh, a 3, okay. Yeah, other than looking pretty, I don't think these dice are going to be much use. You can really see how small the dagger on the inside is on the D4. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think these might be one of the sets that gets put away into my box of dice. Probably never to see the light of play. Right, in that case, let's take a look through issue 29 of Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer. So here we are with issue 29. So first off, let's have a look at the front cover again. So new and exclusive adventure, Paths of Giant and Beast for our Barbarian there. Making a splash, we learn about Merfolk. Embracing character flaws, and we've got Druidic circles to look through as well. So full contents for the issue: adventure free encounter 29, Heart of Stone. Character creation, we have a lot of pages. So all for the overview, we lean into character flaws first off, then we have, and next up we have classes. So Barbarian, Path of Giant, Barbarian, Path of Beast, Druid, Circle of the Shepherd, Circle of Wildfire even, and Circle of Stars. And monsters, we have Merfolk. So very character creation focused issue. So this issue comes with a set of dice. No, your eyes do not deceive you. Each dice has a tiny dagger inside. Then we got our usual QR code to take you to D&D Beyond. So leaning into character flaws. Mining a character's deeper issues can lead to a more enjoyable experience for the whole party. So yeah, when you create a character, you have the option to add little bits of information that detail what their personality is like in the past and general. So you can easily start to lean into your character flaws, as we can see here in the pictorial example. We've got a Dragonborn there who has a flaw that he likes to get drunk. So yeah, there are many different types of flaws. We even list here the 6 flaws you could choose from for the soldier background. So yeah, the monstrous enemy they faced in battle leaves quivering in fear. I have little respect for anyone who is not proven as a warrior. Made a terrible mistake in battle that cost many lives, and I would do anything to keep that mistake a secret. My hatred for my enemies is blind and unreasoning. I obey the law even if the law causes misery. I'd rather eat my armor than admit I'm wrong. So over the page we've got a couple more articles looking at how to lean into your character's flaw. Really, you can take it as far as you want with your character's flaw. Are you a gambling addict who will do anything they can to win? And sometimes being bad is good. Are you the type of character that will get drunk easily and pick a fight? Perhaps it is with the local ruffian though. So yeah, you do manage to do some good in your flawed state. But yeah, it's nice new addition for leaning into our characters a bit more. Moving on, we look at some new paths that our character classes can take. So first off, Path of the Giant. Harnessing the primal might of giants gives these barbarians an edge in battle. So yeah, as we know, giants are creatures of tremendous size and strength and use this to their advantage. Those that follow the path of the giant can tap into this primal rage and embiggen themselves into larger forms. So barbarians get the access to a couple of cantrip spells, so you can choose either druidic craft for your spells, or you can go to thaumaturgy, which you can see below here as well, and you use your wisdom for your spellcasting abilities. Turning the page then, so we have a little bit about Giant's Havoc and things that you can do in your giant form. So Crushing Throw, you can make a ranged attack with a thrown weapon using your strength, adding your rage damage to the attack's damage roll. And your reach increases by 5 feet as you have a giant stature. So yeah, pretty cool, you get to increase your size. Finally then, we got a little bit of role-playing advice. So thousands of years ago, the last great empire of giants, Ostoria, fell after a long and brutal conflict of dragons. Dragons are therefore the ancient enemies of giants, and the two are unlikely to ever appear side by side. Any alliance between them should rightfully be viewed as apocalyptic. So yeah, pretty cool. But that's not the only path a barbarian can walk. We also have Path of the Beast. So the fearsome fighters who follow this path can unleash the beast inside them to injure their enemies. So yeah, tapping into a rage, their barbarian can draw this from many sources. So tapping into primal energies, a barbarian that chooses to walk the path of the beast can tap into ancient bestial ancestors or even creatures that they have spent a lot of time around. So we got an origin here we can roll on, so where the creature came from. So perhaps one of your parents was a lycanthrope and you've inherited the curse. You are descended from an arch druid and have inherited the ability to partially change shape. A fey spirit gifted you the ability to adopt different bestial aspects, or an ancient animal spirit dwells within you, allowing you to walk this path. And then we got a little bit about the different forms you can take and abilities you can do. So you can gain the ability to bite, claw, and even have a tail. So it's pretty cool, nice way to enhance your fighting abilities there. Next then, we're going to look at a trio of druidic circles, starting with Circle of the Shepherd. Circle of the Shepherd druids learn to talk to fey creatures and beasts and can call upon animal spirits to aid them. So while reading through, this is probably one of my favourites of the druid circles here. There's another one, I believe, in the next issue, which I also quite like. But yeah, this one's pretty cool, allowing you to communicate with creatures from the Feywilds, as well as natural occurring beasts, and yeah, being able to summon spirit creatures to aid you. So we've got the bit about the Circle of the Shepherd, so they can call out aid for spirits of beasts and fey, recognise all living things play a role, and they will often ward off monsters that threaten other creatures and hunters who kill for prey and sport. They can also have speech of the woods. When they choose to join the shepherd, Circle of the Shepherd at level 2, they gain the ability to converse with beasts and fey creatures. They can speak, read, and write Sylvan, the language of the fey. In addition, beasts can understand their speech and gain the ability to decipher noises and motions that these beasts can make. And you'll also have, of course, a spirit totem, so there might be a creature that you have a spiritual link to. A few are represented here. We got bear spirit, hawk spirit, and unicorn spirit. Moving on then, we have Circle of Wildfire. So Circle of Wildfire druids bond the primal spirits and learn new spells tied to destruction and rebirth. So yeah, if you enter this circle, you understand that destruction is not necessarily an evil. It is sometimes important for new life in order to be created. So yeah. So at Circle of Wildfire, you understand that seemingly destruction of a forest fire can be necessary to promote later growth in an ecosystem, increasing the nutrients available for new plants. You can also still bond with primal spirits that harbours both destructive and creative power, allowing druids to create controlled flames that to burn away one thing but give life to another. So yeah, you get Burning Hand spell as well as Cure Wounds in addition to your other spells you already know. Once the druid gains access to these spells, they always have them prepared, so very handy spells. You can find details of these in our spell booklets as well as in Encounter 24. You also have the ability to summon a Wildfire Spirit. We got a stat block here for it. The spirit will act on its own, but if you spend a bonus action, you can control it to do something a little bit more than just dash and spreading its fiery tempers. Next up then we have Circle of the Stars. Okay, this is actually the one I was quite interested in because it's all about astronomy. So yeah, Circle of the Star druids transform into star-filled beings to aid themselves and their allies and use a celestial map to help them cast spells. So yeah, this is definitely one I would probably go for if I played a druid. So the members of the circle spent time discovering the secrets hidden amid the constellations. By revealing and understanding these secrets, you can harness the power of the cosmos. So yeah, you got a star map as part of your equipment. So yeah, once you join this circle, you'll get a star map. Depending on the type of form it takes, you can either roll d6 or choose the one you prefer. I think for me it would be a, where was it? There we are, number 5, crystal that projects a starry pattern when placed before a light. Yeah, definitely like a little crystal that if you give it, apply a light to it, it projects the constellations about. That would definitely be the type I'd have. So when holding this map, you can know your guidance cantrip, and you also know guiding bolt spell, which is prepared. And then you can take a different starry form depending on the constellations in ascendance. So you've got choices of Archer, Chalice, and Dragon. Here's a few examples. There are probably many more if you want to tap deeper into the different constellations. Moving on then, we have a new monster to look at before we dive into our encounter. So these are the Merfolk. Meet these aquatic citizens of the sea, as diverse as the very fish they hunt. So nearly every sailor has a poetic tale, sometimes true, more often not, of an encounter with a lovely vision of the sea, a mermaid inviting them to join them in the dance under the water. Yeah, these tales though aren't always as fanciful as they are. Merfolk tend to be a vicious species, but they will interact socially with other species. So ways you can include Merfolk in your encounters. So you can have them as adversaries. Perhaps they are attacking local fishermen and you are hired to fend them off. As allies, perhaps you've met a friendly Merfolk who knows nearby settlements that will hire them as expert fishermen and pearl hunters, guides and spies and explorers. So yeah, pretty cool way to have as an ally. And also requesting aid. Perhaps a Merfolk will need help dealing with enemies of their own, and will reach out to candid adventurers who are happy to help them out. So Merfolk in combat, they're pretty good. They, of course, have a swimming speed, as they are part fish, part mortal creature. They'll take full advantage of the environment. They know all the easy hidden areas, especially in caves and reefs. They can camouflage themselves. They also know where other hunting underwater predators lie and can draw pursuers into a trap easily. There's ways you can play as a Merfolk. So if you're playing a largely coastal seafaring or even underwater campaign, you might consider playing a Merfolk. So a quick template. Look at the existing Triton species seen in the Modern Canaan Presents Monsters of the Multiverse book. But you don't get control of air or water features. You're not bipedal either, as you do have a lower body of a fish. And yeah, your normal walking speed is replaced with a swimming speed. So some inspirations for creating your underwater creatures, you want to look at some recent movies such as Avatar: Way of Water and Pixar's Luca, as well as a classic creature from the Black Lagoon. There's also various books you can read through, China Mivail's The Scar, and as a general loving shout out to Merfolk, how can we not mention 2011's Cabin in the Woods? I don't know why they haven't mentioned Little Mermaid at all. Probably one of the most famous Merfolk stories of all. Anyway, let's dive into our adventure for the issue. So we are continuing our sailing through the Moonshade Isles, and we encounter the Heart of Stone. Balance of third level characters, can use pre-generated characters or creating their own, 1 to 2 hour playtime. Encounter background. 10 years ago, the notorious pirate Aktum Zar raided a wedding barge anchored in the Bay of Norland. When the bride fought back and killed his beloved first mate, Zar gave the fateful order to scuttle the barge and drown its passengers. As punishment for his crime, Soon, the goddess of love, cursed Zar never to feel joy. No words nor music could lift his spirits, nor love blossom in his heart. Since that day, the miserable pirate has sailed the length and breadth of the Sea of Swords, questing desperately for anything that can bring him joy, but to no avail. Now he returns to Norland, lured by legends of a mermaid with a voice so beautiful it could make the very stars weep. Can this song finally break Captain Zar's heart of stone? To succeed in this encounter, the adventurers must rescue the mermaid from Zar's pirates and return her to her people. In return, the Merfolk award them with magic items that allow them to breathe underwater. So yeah, we have the different islands here, the Isle of Storms and Nordland in particular there. So it had a beginning encounter, encountering the ship, a different legend of Aktum here, and then of course the pirates raid and capture the mermaid. We have a lovely map here, so our ship, we've got some shallow areas here, some rocks to climb over. We have 3 boats from the pirates, and we have the enemy there. And yeah, this is the Mermaid Lagoon. So we've got deep water here, shallow water, and we've got to basically fend off the pirates and rescue the mermaid. There are 20 merfolk hiding beneath the waves, but only 6 of them are warriors. The rest are fleeing non-combatants. So you get to use them in this encounter, which is pretty cool. So there's also underwater combat that might happen, so check back to Combat 9 underwater. We have the mermaid that needs rescuing. We have Storming the Sand, Flee, which is the ship there. Zar's cabin, and then of course we've got the treasure and ending the adventure. So our prize will be the Cloak of the Manta Ray here, which allows you to breathe underwater whilst the cloak on his hood is up. And you also get a swimming speed of 60 feet. Pulling the hood down will require an action. Then we've got some enemies to deal with. So we have a pirate. We of course have our merfolk who are helping us out. And on the back we got Captain Zar himself as a pirate captain. It's a fun little adventure. Could easily be done as a standalone. But yeah, it's nice that it's part of the campaign here for the Moonshade Isles. Right, I'll bring everything back in and give you my final thoughts on issue 29. So there's issue 29 of Dungeons & Dragons Adventurer. And yeah, very character focused issue. Exploring some new circles that our character classes can take. So focusing mainly on Barbarian and Druid there. And we get to meet the Merfolk before we have to rescue one of them in our encounter from dreaded pirates. All in all, a rather nice adventure. I think it's, could easily be run as an individual. But it's also great for use in a lengthy sea-bound campaign like the one we're currently going through. We've got a few more of these. I believe it goes up to issue 34. So yeah, 7 whole issues we've had of fun-filled adventures on the open sea. Pretty great knowledge for expanding our characters. But other than that, the dice are good, but they're not probably the best sets we've had. They've been pretty poor rollers for me anyway. Maybe though, perhaps they just need a little bit more wearing off of the bad luck, and then perhaps they'll play out a little better in the future. They are pretty cool though. I love the little daggers on the inside. Yeah, it's nice to have something to look at other than just a solid colour of the dice. And the moving and turning the dice will get you different views of the interred weapons, which is pretty cool. It's always nice to have something that is more personal to a particular player type who enjoys particular weapons. But yeah, there we have it. Solid issue, probably a 4 out of 5 for me. Nice information in the background and a lovely little mission as well in there to play through. The dice do drop it down from a 5. Probably could have been better set. But yeah, other than that, it's a really solid issue. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. And until next time, keep rolling those crits.